Good morning. I'm Dr. Sanjay Jain, Associate Professor in Mathematics at SPC Government College, Ajmer. Today, we are taking lecture on differential geometry, and before this, we are taking two lecture on differential geometry, in which we have taken introduction and then curve in space, different definitions of differential geometries, and representation of surfaces in different representation notation, curve space notations like intersection, parametric, vector, Cartesian representation. We have already studied. In the last lecture, we have next to do is function of class n and surfaces. So today we are taking function of class n and some more definition used in differential geometry. First of all, function of class n. What we are taking for function of class n? A real valued function defined over a real interval. Real valued function we have taken on real interval I is said to be, here I underline the word real because I have taken somewhere else also. So taking the difference between them, I have marked here by blue line, underline. Okay. So when we go to the next blue line, we will discuss it. A real valued function f defined over a real interval I is said to be class n. Real valued function defined on interval I is said to be class n, or in notation wise we have denoted C raised to power n. C for class, n for order, n order, class of n. So C raised to power n function denoted in notation if the important condition with that is if f possesses a derivative of order n. What is now meaning? A function of order n is said to be defined on real interval, real valued function, and differentiable or possesses a derivative of order n, means it is differentiable at order n at every point of I. That is important, at every point of interval. Okay, and this derivation or derivative is continuous on I. All derivatives should be continuous in this interval. If such function possesses, then it is called function of class n. If n is taken infinite, then Cn function is infinitely differentiable. Okay, so function of order n may be infinitely also. Okay, so this is the definition of function of class n. Real valued function defined on real interval I, if it is differentiable up to n order on every point of the interval I, it is known as function of class n. If n goes to infinitely, then it is known as infinitely differentiable. Okay, so this is the definition of function of class n. If we taken a vector valued function r x y z defined over the interval I is a Cn function if the component of x y z are of class n, means each component x y z should be differentiable or possess the derivative of order n x y z separately. Further, if dr by dt is equal to r not equal to 0 on I, means differentiation of with respect to t then R is said to be regular. This is definition of regular. Class of order n function should be regular when dr by dt is equal to r and r naught is equal to 0. Okay. So this is definition of regular. Now we comes to a path of class n. Any path of class n is defined as a vector valued function. Earlier we have taken real valued function. Here vector valued function which is regular and of class n. Then it is known as path. Two paths R1 and R2 are the same class n defined over interval I1 and I2 are equivalent if there exists a strictly increasing function that is of class n, let's say psi, which maps on I1 and I2 and in such a way R1 equals to R2 operatable on psi, that is also called a composite function. Okay, so this is the definition of function of class order n when it is regular. Regular के लिए we are taking for regular a vector valued function of class of order n. Okay, then now we come to the other definition of analytic function, that is an important, which we underline by blue line. In the very first line, a real valued function. Here what we are taking, the function defined over an interval I is said to be analytic if, that is important now, f is single valued. Initially we have taken a real valued in the definition of function of class n, a real value of any valued function. Okay, but in case of analytic function what we are taken, if f is a single valued and possesses continuous derivative of all order at every point of the interval. Okay, so this is a single valued, then it is known as analytic function, and it is, if it is a real valued, then function of class order n. So any class of order n function, if it is in a single valued, it is an analytic function. Okay, this is an important part, or that is deduction of single valued function of order n is known as analytic function. This particular type of function is said to be of class of w or a c to the power w function. W denotes the order of single valued function. Okay, so here we have discussing four definition: function of class order n, regular, path and analytic function. Okay, now we come to the change of parameter, that is again important. If we consider a function in a one parameter and if we want to change in the another parameter, so this is known as change of parameter. The function or mapping phi which relates to equivalent path is called a change of parameters. Equivalent path, in that case we change of parameter happen. This produce a change of manner of description of the curve while same remains, yes, or sense remain the same. What we are doing here for this change of parameter, let the equation of the curve in a parameter u is given. First of all we have to given r is equal to ru. So we have a parameter, one parameter u is given with vector notation r equals to ru. What we have to change? Consider the change in parameter u is equal to phi t. We want to change in t from u. Okay, where phi t is a real single valued analytic function of t defined on the same real interval. Now the equation 1 transforms to, what we are doing, r is some capital R related with a single parameter, other parameter say t. Okay, so R is related with capital R of t. What we are doing here, we change the parameter from u to t. Okay, so now how do we return it? From equation 1 and 2 we get R of t equals to R of u, because R and R is same, or the left hand side of 1 and 2 are same. The this shows left right hand side should also equal, therefore we get RT is equal to capital RT equals to small ru. Okay, now differentiating with respect to t, so we get dr over dt. Here r in u in the right hand side, so we may break it like this: dr by du into du by dt. Okay, now since ru is a regular, therefore for regular, for in differentiation of this is not equal to 0. So ru is a regular, therefore dr by du is not equal to 0. If dr by du is not equal to 0, means d capital R over du should also not equal to 0, because capital R should also have a regular curve. So this shows if du by dt not equal to 0, this implies du by dt should also not equal to 0. That t is also an irregular parameter if du by dt is never 0. So du by dt must not 0 to become change in parameter for changing u or t. If we have to change r in s, then dr by ds is never 0. If we change a or a parameter into b, then dA by dB should not equal to 0. Now to clear this, we are taking an example to explain this procedure of change of parameter. Here we consider an example. Okay, so we are taking an example. Consider the circular helix whose parameter r equals to a cos u, comma a sin u, comma cu, and u lies between 0 to pi. Okay, we have to given dr by du is equal to minus a sin u, a cos u, and c, which we can easily by differentiating with respect to u. So what we have to given, r is given into ru. Now we want to change in other parameter. Okay, what we are taking here for this, we clearly see that dr by du is not equal to 0. Okay, so there is a chance to change in the parameter for any value of u lies between 0 to pi, hence u is a regular parameter. Let's the change of the parameter by taking t is equal to tan u by 2. Okay, so this implies u is nothing but 2 tan inverse t. Okay, if t is equal to tan u by 2, then u by 2 becomes tan inverse t and u becomes 2 tan inverse t. Now sin u becomes, in terms of tan u, we break into half of the angle, so we get sin u and cos u in terms of tan u by 2. And putting tan u by 2 is t, we get sin u and cos u in terms of t. These are the transformation u having relation with in the parameter t. Now by using this we get du by dt is equals to 2 upon 1 plus t square, which is not equal to 0 because t is not equal to 0 when lies between 0 to infinity. Okay, so du by dt is again a regular parameter, and when we get du by dt is a regular parameter, we can substitute r equals to, in place of a cos u is nothing but 1 minus t square upon 1 plus t square, so r equals to a into this, comma second one is a cos t, a cos u, change in a is same and cos u substitute 2t upon 1 plus t square, and similarly last it is cu, so c is again same and u is equal to 2 tan inverse t. So now r convert into completely in t and we get r equals to rt. Okay, so change of parameter here, we earlier given r equals to ru, and now we receive or change in r equals to rt. So by taking an example, r in terms of u, we change using the differential form, we change into r equals to rt form. So change of parameter occur like this. Okay, next we are taking the definition of what do you mean by surfaces. Surface is the locus of a point whose position vector is the function of two independent parameter u and v, whose vector equation is represented by r equals to r u comma v. Actually surface become not an a plane diagram, surface having, so definitely it taking more than one parameter. So here we have taken two parameter, r equals to r u comma v, where u and v are two curvilinear coordinate system or some parameter. For Cartesian form, what we have in Cartesian form, x comma y comma z. Okay, but x and y and z should be in two variables. So x is x u comma v, y is equal to y u comma v, and z is z u comma v. So x y z related with two parametric variable u and v. Okay, so this can be written like this: x equals to x u v comma y is equal to y u v comma z is equal to z u v. This type of equation developed by Gauss, so this is also called sometime Gauss equation of surfaces. Okay, when we differentiate with respect to parameter, this is an important here. When we differentiate with respect to parameter s, what is that? S is arc length, then it is denoted by dash. You are seeing here r dash. R dash is permissible only when you differentiate with respect to arc length, that is s, dr by ds. Or you have an r double dash, means you are double differentiate with respect to arc length, so that is d2r by ds square. Otherwise, when we differentiate with respect to any other parameter u, v and any other, then we have denoted it by dot. So r dot is dr by dt, r double dot is d2r by dt square, and so on. Okay, so this is the differentiate when we taking dash, and when we taking dot for the differentiation. When we differentiate with respect to arc length, we are using dash notation, and when we using any general parameter u, v and anything else, we are using dot notation for differentiation. So this is the definition of surfaces. So today we are taking definition of surfaces, some example how to change parameters, and how the procedure how to change parameter, and some definition of function of class of order n, regular function, path, and analytic function. So today we are stopping here our lecture. In the next lecture we are taking the tangent and some more definition like arc length and so on. Then we go, then after then we start the main chapter, arc curve in space. Okay, so thank you, revise it.